Oh, goody.
All right, what is up, everybody? Zombies here again, and today we're back with another Mercenaries comp for you. This one actually comes from Mullahoo, and this video is going to be a little different. We are doing another co-op with Mullahoo, and we actually did this on his stream the other day. It was a lot of fun, and I feel like I got to learn a whole lot about this comp. We're actually going to have him break it down for you because he knows the comp a lot better than I do. But definitely go drop him a follow over on Twitch. I'll have his link in the description. Does some great Mercenaries content, great streams, all that good stuff. It's a really fun comp, and I'm really excited to be putting this out. The games we did were a little bit longer than they normally are due to, us talking through the turns and debating decisions and all that fun stuff. So because of that, this is actually going to be split up into two videos. First one will be coming out today, and I think the second part will be going up on Friday, but it was a lot of fun. We had some really good games, and I think this is definitely a really, really solid comp to be using right now, especially if you're not running into too many dragons, as that really felt like the only unwinnable matchup for us. So we're going to get into the explanation here, courtesy of Mullahoo. Before we do, though, if you enjoyed the video, do remember to like and subscribe. He does a ton to help out the channel and keeps the Mercenaries videos coming. Without further ado, let's get into the breakdown. Before we get into the actual games, do you want to give us a little breakdown of your experience with it? Like, I have the deck up right now, and so I'm going to be editing this together after the fact and stuff. I'm going to be condensing it down probably. So normally I do just a little I don't know 3-minute thing of hey, here's the deck, here's how you play it. And so I'm curious, I mean, I have a general idea of how this stuff works. And then one question I would be curious to hear your response for that I got actually the other day was, can you explain the benefit of Varden and Localar together? Because there is a little bit of anti-synergy with slowing in the Localar.
Yes. No, yeah, definitely. So this deck is, I kind of don't really have a great name for it yet. It's funny because right now it kind of leads into the explanation of the deck that if you write out the letters, it's VTL CDS. And that kind of, you can anagram it into vital cooldowns, which I think is actually a really good way to think about this deck. This deck lives and dies by comboing its mid-game cooldowns to get these really devastating swing turns that ends up with a board of a buffed Cairn, buffed Diablo, buffed Rogers that basically 3v3s anything in the game. So the reason that we're playing the Varden and the Localar together, to kind of answer that question, because somebody asked it earlier as well, it essentially creates a squeeze of these two massive pillars on both sides of your comp, with a Tirion kind of standing there as a lone hero in the middle. No matter which side they attack, if they try to focus the Localar, Varden just gets to live for an almost ludicrous amount of time, literally never dies throughout the entire game amount of time. Or if they focus Varden, they can't, because Localar just obliterates everybody. So what this really is essentially, by having them together, you ask your opponent a question as soon as you start the game on turn one of, if you can't one-shot one of these mercs, the game is basically over. You get such a disgusting snowball, literally, advantage from having these double Frost mercs together, where you start to mess around with the speeds, you start to go slow, you kind of set up for these multi-turn setups. But it really is just kind of throwing out 3 mercs that we are okay with dying, if not actively want to die in the case of Tyrion's Death Rattle, that then transitions us into this Cairn, Diablo, Rogers backline, where we take advantage of Skyrim or Rogers basically being a blue Cairn that can have a second endurance aura. So Rogers can stagger Master Tactician to make Firestomp go wicked fast, or make a Cold Snap go wicked fast, just like Cairn's endurance aura can. Then the stats stack up and you just kind of grind them out.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. And I really, really like the inclusion of Rogers over Cookie. We know CDC, Cairn Diablo Cookie, was the predominant bench for a while. And with the addition of most notably Sinestra, that bench kind of fell off really hard because Sinestra just kind of solos it a lot of the time. And so I really like Rogers because Rogers just makes a lot of sense. It's one of the few blues that's actually very powerful with attacking. We don't have a lot of like attacking focused blues. Most of them are like more ranged and stuff because they're casters. And like you said, speed, having another way to speed things up outside of just Karen is really good. And you really cannot like estimate like the Tirion buff. Tirion buff is just so insane, and it's like you said, it's really what makes this build as powerful as it is, because Karen Diablo without that buff really don't have much of a shot of beating Sinestra. But with the buff, as I've seen multiple times watching you play this, you can actually just, slow him down, combo with Apocalypse, take him out, and it just works. And so I really like Cookie for that. Sinestra is kind of one of the reasons, I think, or not Cookie, Rogers being in there and over Cookie, because because of Sinestra, we're seeing more reds on the bench. Like almost every comp in the game right now is packing either Localar or Thrall, because those are the
Rag.
Rag's up there too. Those are, I'd say, the three best reds in the game. And Rag, not only is he a good red, but he shuts down the frost freezing stuff. And then the other two are just big damage. And that's kind of what you need right now. Like I was kind of hoping Gruul would come back with the dragons, but Thrall just does it better. Like Localar just kind of does it better. And so I think you really need a powerful and proactive answer for some of these good reds, especially when a lot of the time Sinestra's on the bench. So the opponent has a big red sitting on the bench. Like we never used to see Thrall on the bench before Sinestra kind of came about. It was always lead Thralls. And so having a powerful blue that scales up very quickly, can mess with speed, and can't forget her third ability, punishing the opponents for acting first and going fast with 25 damage, 50 on a red. That's just that's insane. So I think Rogers is just really well-rounded. People kind of slept on her when she came out because Valeera was the meta, and it just felt more like kind of a liability having a green at the time. Reds weren't really super popular because the reds we had were either in GBT or didn't act great as a Valeera counter like Localar does. So I think Rogers has been really slept on, as now it's finally like her time to shine.
Yeah, definitely great. I mean, her kit is great. Like this is such a good example of like a unique caster, like you said, that fills that role of like a blue guy that can attack. That's so rare. And I think to answer the other kind of final question of like why Tirion, which we kind of danced around to a certain extent, like why Tirion instead of Cornelius and stuff, right? And that is a different deck. You could really all in on the Vard and the Localar to like actively protect them, and Cornelius can, I think, guarantee that they both live no matter what against every deck.
Interesting.
But I honestly haven't really messed around with it too much. And the reason that as soon as you cut Tirion, like Zombies was saying, you then kind of have to cut your Karen and your Diablo and your Rogers, because they are what is...
It's a different deck entirely.
That's keeping them. Yeah, like you just... It is this deck. But if you wanted to, you could swap Tirion into Cornelius, and then you probably just go down like a pure mid-range sideboard, or like a pure mid-rangey, or like, sorry, a pure control bench of like you just slam your Sinestra, like Brucon and Cookie or something, and just go all in on Localar and Varden being able to carry. But sometimes you see people with a Jaina on the bench and they do something similar. So yeah, it's pretty close. And then Workson, yeah, we'll do the deck doctor thing after this, because we're gonna jam some games with Zombies. Are you ready to jam? Ready to get some
I'm ready to go. Might have gone differently.
Right. That's what you guys are saying by the blast. That no, that's a good call. Honestly, I was kind of tunneling on the fact that we wanted to be able to have that additional 10 attack.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
for
too.
2 turns.
Yeah,
but
I got a little bit of tunnel vision there.
Game is hard. Uh-oh, this looks like this could be dragons.
It could be, yeah. Dragons or nope, Frost. Okay.
The kind of deck we were talking about, but no Varden. All right, we got a control mirror with only 1 green on the bench, so just Sinestra with Cookie and something.
Yeah, it's Cookie guaranteed. Yep. So it's Cookie, probably Cookie, Sinestra, and Varden would be my guess.
Okay, that's definitely an all-in.
The tricky thing
control deck
with this is we really have to identify what the bigger threat here is on turn 1, right? Like, but I mean, with these corn builds, you pretty much just have to kill the Cornelius first, right? Like you can't try and kill something else while Cornelius is here. Otherwise, you're just never going to get through it. At least that's been my experience.
Yeah. So the only good-ish thing is that if we decide to focus Jaina we can get. They're like 90%. Like they're actually like objectively always going to use the slow attack on Cornelius here because they can't afford to give us a ton of damage before like at 2 speed. So they always slow attack with Cornelius on turn 1. Maybe they just don't act or whatever, right? But we do have 2 turns of punching Jaina with Tirion if we want it, because we have the Divine Assault that will go through this turn, and then they'll be slow, and we get the Judgment of Humility under it as well. So we could pump 44 into Jaina without her healing. I don't know if that's enough, but it could be a move.
I'm not big on focusing the Jaina before Cornelius is gone because they just get so much healing. It's just too hard. And also, I do think they might actually just taunt to protect the Jaina because like they don't really want to kill your Tirion, right? Like, and they're not getting much damage off on the other 2, and they're taking a residual. So it's like I could see it.
I'm gonna shock then instead.
Yeah,
again, just to be able to like
get
the value.
line.
We'll just full send to Cornelius and see how it goes. Because I think you're right. It could be possible that we just don't really get the Jaina in time. They also go slow.
Okay, so they don't go for the taunt, but again, that's fine.
Yeah, I think like 90% of players. Oh, what? Oh, I thought he frost shocked his own guy. I saw it come from Lockler. I don't know why. All right, so it's okay. We're not getting cold snapped or anything. I mean, they're still pretty slow. Slower than
we
us.
do
Like,
have the
snowball no matter what.
Speed advantage for sure.
Ooh, that's actually sweet.
Can we snap them? Can we snap Cornelius here?
I don't think so.
How big is our snowball?
Oh, big.
It's 30 damage. 30.
It's gonna go up to like 40 or something.
So I think if we full focus the corn, that's a snap, right? Like 30.
The snowball comes after the cold snap, though.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. So it can't work that way. 1 speed off.
Yeah, I think a lot of the other time that we played against this on ladder, they basically went for the Blessing of Sacrifice. But these health totals are almost fine enough that I think they'll probably just heal.
I think they're just going to heal. No reason to blessing here because their units really aren't under like big threat right now, so they'd rather just get decent healing. I mean, I kind of
in 2 turns though. That might just be the real move.
Yeah, I like going for the snowball anyway because Localar is probably dying this turn. And yeah, just swinging in regular with the Tirion makes sense because you want him to take that damage.
Yeah.
Looks good.
Okay, yeah. So this is fine. So this is like a bunch. Regardless, this puts Tirion or Cornelius like as low as humanly possible, and probably they just snowball and wipe as much of us as we can. We bring in 2 dudes, get a cold snap on Cornelius, and go from there. But
yeah, they're gonna. I mean, I think they're just gonna hailstorm because they're slow and it's gonna deal a lot of damage. But like you said, it doesn't really. Oh yeah, we killed because the extra frost damage.
Interesting. They went for 2 spells before. It's still living.
This is fine though, right? Like we
wanted
them to die. Now we have Rogers who can come in and effectively snipe down the Localar, right? Because they'll be what 28 times 2. Oh
yeah,
no, it's just short, but with the Varden damage, it'll be enough.
It's whether or not they like are they gonna get too baited by this 7 health for the cookie?
Even
like,
if they do,
jam a cookie here. No, exactly. Like I think it's probably good for us if they jam it.
So definitely, Varden feels right, and I think Diablo because stuff's gonna be dying. You don't really want Karen into this Jaina.
Yeah, honestly, I think we just hide Karen from Jaina and just jam the other 2.
Yeah, I like that.
This happens like pretty rarely. That's interesting. All right. Any side? I guess we don't know. There's like no way it's ever Illidan, right? Like it's just always Sinestra. They actually probably just bring in the Sinestra here, though. Can they? I guess we flip this. I don't know if they can bring in Sinestra. I think it's probably going to be Cookie. I think they're going to just greed for the Cookie snipe.
Yeah, they are.
You can't not. You can't not.
So because of that, so I think, yeah, we definitely swing in with the Rogers. And then I think you want to, AoE.
You can get the AoE for a good amount of value here.
That will guarantee, even with the Cookie snipe, that this Localar dies before it can act. Which is really the big thing, I think, because you don't want that being around.
Mm-hmm. In a perfect world, we get this. If this Varden freezes the Jaina, we're off to then we're probably in an amazing spot. Otherwise, Jaina gets to crank a good amount in a Diablo, but still, this is an okay turn. Thanks, Sam. Yeah, no, I guess we just jam, right? We get the kill. They're always. Do we ever get blown out? Is there any reason that we can like? No, I think they mess us up by not going for the snipe. I don't think so. This still gets there.
Yeah, I think it's still a good play. The only downside here is if the lock gets frozen or freeze gets wasted, but that's not something we can really play around.
Very cringe.
Like it's a 1 in 3.
Yeah. Okay, they do take it.
All right,
Okay,
nice.
perfect.
That's
Actual perfect.
yeah, that's best. That's the best roll.
And now we have another hole. Yeah, this should be a 3v5 from this point or whatever.
Yeah, because now the only scary thing is, well, you can just pop Jaina this turn and then focus her down next turn. You can keep him slow with the Karen. Like this, we're in a really good position.
They can't even play Sinestra here. She just gets one shot. Yeah, this is just a lock. This was the nut freeze. If we imagine if this didn't freeze, this hits up for what? 12, 18. I mean, honestly, it's not even that much damage.
Yeah.
I guess they could have gotten a blocker or something. But
It would
it's
hurt
looking good.
more, but like I think we would still be in a decent position. Yeah, it's Varden. Not even
With
Death
no Death
Rattle.
Rattle.
Yeah, look at that. It always makes me wonder if they forgot to switch.
Just take a position. Like, look how hard we're hitting. Like, if we didn't have Tirion here, this is just an anemic board. Like, I'm not even sure if we win from this spot if we don't have a Tirion at this opener. So, definitely showcasing the Tirion diff.
I think we need to guarantee pop the Jaina here. I don't think we can afford.
That's true. I guess we don't have
around.
to go that way.
Yeah, I don't like focusing the Varden over Jaina here.
I actually don't even like killing the cookie either, right? Do we just keep the...
Yeah, I mean, Cookie's not doing anything for them. Like, I like getting the Jaina down low enough and slow, or getting her popped and slow so you can just kill her next turn, and then we can deal with the Varden with any extra damage we have, like at attacks we don't need to kill the Jaina with. How low can we get her? So we get 40.
Ice Lance us? Do we play around Ice Lance on
Ooh,
Diablo?
Maybe,
Because we could go for the Endurance Aura this turn if we wanted.
What if we Endurance Aura, AoE, and then just use Rogers to pop the Jaina?
Well, we don't have an AoE, unfortunately. We don't have the...
Oh, you're right. Then yeah, I guess we just Endurance Aura swing, and then we have to put...
What do we do it this way? This way, this way, this way. This just basically, like, it's a slight waste, but this goes to 38, 48 if they try to steal. This still pops it,
yep,
so if they go for the flip.
Gotcha.
Okay, I think this is the move.
Yeah,
This goes
I like
sideways.
that.
Oh, best one! Oh!
Look at
That's
that.
5 in play.
Yeah, that was a good line. I didn't realize Rogers popped Jaina on her own. I did not count it out. So yeah, that was good.
That's just a full clear.
Yeah, now you're just like set. Boom. That's so disgusting.
Too clean.
Yeah, now we have the world's biggest Diablo, and we're just gonna destroy the Sinestra if that's what it is. I mean, we destroy any green. It's not even Sinestra. Look at that.
Belinda.
Doesn't matter. Yeah.
I guess they get the freeze. Doesn't matter.
No, not if we Endurance Aura, right? Because
Yeah.
they just have to run into the Karen and it dies, and then they just die.
Sweet. Yeah, so honestly, that kind of came down to just like, that was checkmate, I think, as soon as we got the freeze on Jaina.
Yeah, no, the freeze on Jaina, I mean, I think we still would have won if we got it on Cookie, and maybe even Localar, but Localar would have been the low roll for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, it's probably, that could have just been straight up disastrous if we hit it there. Because, yeah, she would have then, we managed to steal a whole ability from her and then put her into the ice block turn where she then didn't act. It literally stole 2 turns.
Yeah, it's so huge. It's just so huge.
Nice. Bueno, bueno, bueno.
Sweet.
Other order with Roger and Karen worked better. Didn't matter. Yeah, they were Gonzo. We take those. Thank you, Sam. We got insta conceded to 3 times yesterday by opening with Varden Jaina. Yeah, they didn't have a Varden. They had their Varden was on the bench. I think if you're gonna play the Cornelius stuff, I'm not sure you really need to commit the double the Belinda and the Varden on your bench. I think we were saying that I think
that's
gotta be
wrong.
Sinestra and banger. Like it was kind of a control deck that had a weak bench. You need to have a really just threat heavy bench in this format right now if you are going to be a control deck.
And I don't understand why they had the equipment on Varden, especially bench Varden. You don't want to be, you want the death rattle, right? Like it's just better.
Yeah, true. Oh yeah, they didn't have the death rattle. That would have been a huge difference too.
Yeah, because if you got something frozen, it would have been a lot worse.
Watson asking why wouldn't Garrosh over Karen in this deck? I mean, I love Garrosh. I think Garrosh is sweet. I think Garrosh is probably one of the most underplayed reds in the game, considering how decent their kit is. They heal for so much. But
Garrosh was
the randomness a little bit tough. And we're really seeing here, we just need the speed manipulation. We are ultimately a deck that needs to go, be doing degenerate stuff, and Garrosh just straight up isn't degenerate enough.
Yeah, Garrosh was great in the old version of Orcs, but now he's just too slow. He is too slow, in my opinion, for the main version of Orcs that's good. Just doesn't have a space for him right now. And he can come back though. Like he's a good unit. It's just he doesn't have a place in the meta right now.
And again, but though, I mean, with the Tyrion buff, I mean, who knows? Literally in that way, and
Maybe.
I'd like to see more mercs like this too, right? Where like, give me more mercs that when they die or when they have a condition and then it turns on an entirely like potentially slept on area of mercs. Like with Tyrion, you can reevaluate every merc through like, well, what if it has Tyrion buff? Like, is it good enough if it has Tyrion buff? Because then if it is, then the whole deck building gets really interesting. But fire indeed. What do you like doing here? I think we just got to jam full value, right?
Yeah, I think so. I like trying to do it where you can get the kill on the elemental.
It's spooky. It's spooky. We ran into this earlier and we were thinking about that. But so what has to happen? They basically always trigger it once with Belinda, and then we can get lucky with the second if they fire elemental us. So we could get +8. Even one trigger is enough, but we do have to hit the elemental once.
I think it's worth the risk personally. Because if it's only one hit. Because that Divine Shield goes a long way versus fire, it feels like.
Yeah. Ooh, they didn't act at all with their Belinda.
That feels wrong to me.
Oh, we got it!
Yeah,
Never didn't have it. Oh my god, counter die
and that saves,
so
yeah, that saves the local R. Look at that. That's huge.
Very fortunate. All right, now... are there any snappy doos? I don't think so. They're at 5 speed for a lot of this. Actually, this is...
Yeah, I'm really surprised they didn't act with Belinda. I think that's wrong. Like, yeah, you take more from the local R, but like by playing around it, you're missing out on... I mean, it's okay, I guess.
Debatable. I mean, again, another kind of cool unspoken angle about this deck is like when you give them local R and Varden and Tyrion, like players will just look at that and just get a headache. They'll just simply get a brain freeze and they'll be mad about it. And like that makes people mess up. How do you play against this? Like when do the triggers happen? When does the death rattle happen? What is like there's just so many like frustrating things that this deck provides.
You have to keep track of more stuff, like killing stuff for sure. Yeah.
Do we just take the value punch here with Tyrion?
Yeah, I like that.
Like assuming he's gonna die. Yep. Just take crit and value and I guess we do live long enough to get the snowball off. Would we rather snowball here?
Yeah, screw it. We'll snowball. Why not?
Because they're all slow, like 5s and 7s and whatever. Like, if they want to flip a bunch, it's okay.
I like that. I think that makes sense. His lock is probably dying this turn anyway. The get an AoE.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, we take those.
Yeah, this is fine. The nice thing about this is Geddon is like killing your Tyrion, right? Like they don't really have a choice. I think Diablo makes the most sense here because you're gonna see a bunch of stuff die. Because like I think the other two are dying this turn, right? Like Rag can't really deal a ton, and if you position it so Varden's in the middle, like makes their meteor awkward.
Yeah, I wonder if we should have thought about... I guess they could have decided to kill it with the Magma Blast, but do we do have a Kings this turn? Does Kings change any of our math? I was going to say, I kind of wish we had Judgment of Humility, but we survived long enough to get Kings.
Let's see. I think Kings and Diablo just, like, can run away with the game, to be honest. Like
that's interesting. They would have to pop the shield.
Yeah, exactly. It keeps your Diablo safe. It makes it really big. It's going to get even bigger. Like, we saw how good...
freeze with Varden then? Like, do we steal Rag? If we play Diablo, then we have to freeze with Varden, I think.
We can't freeze with Varden, because Rag.
True. Okay. Let's see, then. Because they still do, like you said, they still have to commit a thing to this.
Yeah. Okay, and Sinestra's probably fine. Okay, so, let's see.
Stomp enough, we get...
How much is Stomp? Stomp it'll go off 2 more times.
2?
32. Honestly, I don't really mind if the Geddon lives. Like, it's not really threatening what we're doing, and we actually want it to AoE us, right? Kind of, because like we want the other stuff to die. Punching might also not be bad.
No. I think this is good because so right now their only play is Sinestra, right? Like these guys are both too slow underneath the Fire Stomp. So Fire Stomp's gonna do 36 to Geddon, and then just the Flurry will kill the Geddon, I think.
Well, it's not enough
Right.
to kill it, right? Because you only get, if Sinestro goes for skill 3, they act before Diablo.
Yeah, we get 3 triggers for 12, 12, 12 for 36, and then another 6.
Oh yeah,
42.
it is enough. Yep, it is.
And then we block.
Yeah, then I like
if
this.
Rick
Yep,
does anything this way.
makes sense.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I must have did my math wrong.
Game is simply too hard.
Yeah, that's why I have a calculator that I'm not using.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's real nice.
Now again. Oh my God!
Look at that. Easy clap. Yeah, no, that's just
Hell yeah.
when you get the Diablo that big, it's like,
That's scary.
what are you gonna do, right? Like, what are you gonna do when he gets that big? I mean, we saw the other end of
28
that,
attack.
right? Like with the pseudo mirror, right? Like Diablo got big and got out of control, and there was nothing we could really do to, like, and even though it was close at the end, that extra HP is actually what gave them that last Diablo game.
Yeah, yeah. When Diablo kind of has like the more health you get means you get more out of your passive, and it kind of like exponentially starts to stack up, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
You just live for another turn. You see another guy survive. You get another turn. You get another action. He just keeps going and going.
No, it's really sweet. Like
I do miss the cookie fish. I will not lie. I miss
Yeah.
endurance or fish. Fire Stomp is just one of the cleanest, like most fun feeling combos. I
It's
think that's
very
honestly
fun.
something that I just want more of in this game. Like, give me more mercs where even if it's 3 mercs at the same time, right? Like, is there any other combo in the game that feels as sweet as give him a 4th unit, speed up, and just go like bram bram bram, just toast everything? Like, what is that? I want more fun feeling combos.
Yeah, it's like
What is there?
that's why I kind of like a Sinestro with cookies sometimes, because you can enable,
Yeah.
fish into a Sinestro AoE,
Mm-hmm.
and then
That's a cookie.
yeah, exactly. No, cookies just, I mean, it's funny because cookie was like the most popular merc by like a wide margin, but now that we've had a bit of stuff change in the meta, he's still really popular, but like he's not the standout going in
Yeah.
80-90% of comps, which I think is a good
definitely
thing.
not. No, we've seen all of those like really extreme numbers get like tapered down by a lot with every new merc drop, right? Like we're already like sprinting out of the like really homogenized meta like pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, it's still
Trying to
homogenized in
double
some
motion.
ways because it's like homogenized around Frost a lot, but like it's
Right.
not like you can only play Frost, but Frost is
No.
just the whole thing is Frost has gotten so much more support than a lot of these other tribes. So I think we will see a bit more variety and stuff once we get either, a Frost counter or a kind of
all we really
silence,
need.
like you mentioned, or just more support in other tribes doing powerful things.
Yeah, anything. I will eat my shorts if we get a single Frost ability in this entire next
Oh,
wave of
God, I
mercenaries.
swear, yeah.
There's just no way.
I would
Maybe
be so
one-
mad.
One spell. One spell can have a Frost tag.
Yeah,
That's all
like-
I'll allow.
Yeah. Like if it's something like Yulon, where it's like one of their 3 abilities happens to have Frost, whatever. Yeah, but if we get another Frost focused character, I'm gonna be calling some bias from the devs on like in the Frost comp, because like it's gotten so much insane support so quickly, and I think that's fine. It's just we need more of that for other tribes, because like Murlocs and demons are a little left in the dust right now.
Yeah, they like gave us a good amount of arcane stuff.
I wouldn't even call it a good
One,
amount.
2, 3.
It's just we got a really good arcane unit.
That's true. 1 exactly, and that's what. Yeah, they're saying Tyrande copying some arcane spells. Yeah, that is a combo. That is a fun feeling combo.
Yeah,
All the
I
double
like that
spells
combo.
things, right?
Mhm.
We got the Uther like Velen stuff. Yeah, Mam with some funky combos in there too. Yeah, Sylvanas combo decks. But the problem with the Mam combos, it doesn't really feel fun. You don't really get a good animation. You don't get a good sound. You don't get a good like visceral kind of like UI response really at all.
It
You just
felt
kinda,
more
like, have a
fun
Sylvanas and it's huge.
when they couldn't bypass your taunt and murder Anduin really quickly.
Oh look, Lokalar. Oh look, Jaina.
Varden, okay.
Uh-oh.
This is
All right, so
interesting.
this should theoretically be a bad matchup.
How you think so?
Just because we're so hard pressed to actually deal with the blue guys right away.
Yeah, I could see
They
that.
stack up so much, but this could just be a like again sack damage.
I think you
deal.
have to focus the Lokalar because you're slowing them down. because it's just gonna get they're just gonna get so much free frost damage. Like it's always hard to pick right between Jaina and Localar, but like I think Localar is technically the bigger threat here, just because like they're gonna be slow on turn 2, and that's gonna give them like 1,000,000 free frost damage from the Localar.
Yeah, well, we're essentially at equivalent speeds at least, just because of we have matching Vardens.
Oh, that's right.
So
I didn't think about that actually. I
we
was
are
tunnel visioning a
kinda
little.
similar.
That's
They do
actually
have a cookie,
yeah.
though, so they have the health
So
bonus.
because of that, maybe you could focus the Jaina, but yeah, actually that's fine. I think focusing Jaina is fine then, because we're also going to be slow. If it was just them, I was thinking of like the last game versus the Cornelius one, where they didn't have Varden, but yeah, I think it's fine focusing either of them.
Yeah, Jaina. I think the only saving grace is that like the red guy is the only way we get a cold snap, and maybe that's the only way we win this game. No, I think you're right. I think we'll still just go with the Localar for now. I think we literally can't even do 86 damage over the course of 2 turns against Jaina. So I think we just say like we'll have to get there with a cold snap into like stop your block, and then somehow stop you. Okay, we 1/1 flip. That's good.
Interesting. Okay, so is there any way we can snap them here? I mean, they could snap us.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a flip, right? But like,
yeah,
it might just be worth taking that flip, because it's like it just snowballs the game so incredibly hard. But yeah, so what if we went? All right, how much math is it? So 12. Let's do some math here. So he's at 41. 41.
So yeah, so
Gets him to 29, and then I think
we just have to get lucky with Hailstorm.
I think it's reasonable to try for it, because otherwise, if we get snapped, we're in such a bad position. It feels like, because we have to bring in our bench before Tyrion's close to dead, and
though, is it too much of a disaster that they can double stack 8s? Like they can beat us on the cold snap math.
They can double stack 8s, huh? That's.
I mean, ultimately, it's kind of the same outcome, right? If we just go for the flurry, like as long as Localar dies, I don't.
Yeah,
think we care.
I think you're right. I think because they have double 8s, we shouldn't go for the snap, because it's not worth taking. If it was a flip, I'd say go for it. But it's not a flip. It's 33-66. So I like this then.
And we'll go with the Varden AoE first, so it gets the damage for free, and then Hailstorm. Okay,
Yep.
I guess we'll it's flipper dipper time. Okay.
Oh, that is a good point. They could
going full
flurry
slow?
to kill our thing.
Okay, this is honestly fine. They kill it. Ooh, this is okay. This now kills the Localar.
Yeah,
and
this is
freezes, hopefully,
actually
Jaina.
not bad.
Yeah, this is very good for us. That's fine. Not
'Cause
ideal.
we want
fine.
the triple switch in, right? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
it's kind of like when you do like full nature swap in. Sometimes it's just like the combination with them all can be really overwhelming. The only downside here is though the Varden death rattle really hurts in like the later game, right? Like the freeze really hurts, but we can't really do anything about that.
Yeah, we just have to be able to kill this Jaina in like 1 or 2 turns. Desperately wanting to get fire stomped here, I guess.
Yeah, we just need to speed up and AoE them.
We even don't even have to flip it with the Belinda, because we can just speed up with Tactician instead.
Yep, that's good.
So this does 60 to both of these, so we proc the block at low.
Any reason not to slow them here?
Yeah.
I guess it is way more damage on the Belinda, but Belinda's
We got a
not...
heal.
Oh yeah, we do get a heal.
Honestly, so the reason is, do we want to kill Varden this turn? And I think the answer is no.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that makes sense.
We want to leave him at 2 and then kill Jaina next turn with Endurance Aura.
I think we want to
'cause we're
delay.
fast as heck with, no, this is actually, I think we win from here.
Yeah, I like your line.
Get lucky with this, but yeah, this goes 60, proc Jaina, leave him at 2, kill the elemental, put her at whatever, heal for 1,000,000, say go. They don't even get to board anybody in. They stay at these 3.
Yeah, that's actually
And then we get
pretty
double
good
kill, and it's
position
just
for
Cookie and
us.
Sinestro, and then I think we kill the other 2. I think this is literally checkmate over like 3 turns.
Yeah, Cookie Sinestro bench has a really hard time dealing with this backline, it seems. Yeah, and good call on not getting the Varden pop this turn, because I mean they're not acting anyway, right? So we don't need to give them that free value yet.
Yeah, though I guess now, again, do we wait? Well, I guess we just have to kill Jaina first, then it's okay.
I mean, we can literally, yeah, if we speed up, we can kill, we can just, we can leave the Varden to last. Varden's really
Yeah,
not
do we
doing
literally just
anything,
let it
right?
rock?
Yeah, like I like this. Like there's no, I think it's more risky to kill the Varden than to not right now. Like just leave it there and let us focus on the other things. Because what's Varden doing without the Jaina? It's dealing 6 and slowing us a little bit. And I don't think that's going to be like impactful enough.
The only annoying part is that if we don't win the flip, then Belinda. Oh no, it's a fire spell. Ho ho ho! Get
Yeah, it's
rocked.
not Frost.
Aha. Okay, good. So then, never mind. We're chilling.
So there's a flip for damage, but
yeah, I was afraid that they could kill the Rogers, but okay, that's fine.
yeah.
I guess they send it into our cairn. No, it only does 10. Ah, it lives at 21 because of the cookie. No, I guess we get the Varden kill. Okay, so the cookie is gonna be able to snipe the cairn, which is maybe really bad.
Yeah, I mean, I think
But we just have to win the flip, right? But
yeah,
just win. But
the extra
okay.
HP won't matter that much, in my opinion.
Okay.
Boom.
Well,
Dead.
no matter what, we take the 12 from the Varden, right? So
Yeah. There's no way playing around that unless you actually kill the Varden, which I don't think is worth doing, right? Because they can't kill it off themselves. The only downside here is Varden can freeze us, which is like a little iffy, but they only have really one of those, and then it's off cooldown for 2 turns, which is like the whole game. So let's see. I think maybe it's just try.
19 is the worst number.
Yeah.
I guess he was kind of dead no matter what.
The bright side, he'll oh no, I guess he won't. He'll still be slowed by Varden if they go for the slow. I don't think they're gonna go for the slow though. I actually kind of almost like speeding up the Diablo into attacking with it because I feel like Diablo's getting frozen here, and that would kind of like screw them up. But there is merit in getting the damage on the Sinestra too, because we do have to keep in mind. So like, not next turn, but the turn after, we're getting hit for 30, right? So we have to kill that Sinestra over 2 turns.
Yeah, maybe not taking the retaliation damage from Rogers is too important. To 12-8.
Yeah, I think you might be right about that, actually.
So with what though? On the Diablo on who? On the Sinestra?
Yeah.
I'm not even sure it's like, but it's gonna be
or
too.
Sinestra or Cookie.
She just heals all the damage back, I think. Right?
Yeah, no, not on Sinestra then, because of
they didn't
the ordering
even go
here.
for it.
Okay, yeah, maybe I metagamed a little too hard there. I thought they would have froze there though.
No, this isn't the worst still.
I guess they got more value in the slow. I think this. Yeah, this is kind of tough. Because now we can. Like, we just don't have a way of killing the Sinestra before the AoE goes off.
Varden, I wonder if we should have like tried to aggressively kill the Varden earlier.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it is here, like losing it on any other turn would have been fine, but.
Oh yeah, we can. Wait, can they snap?
I don't think
us?
there's any cold snaps because their cookie's really slow.
Yeah, the
from
cookie's
the Doom
slow.
Charge.
So Varden
we
can't
just have
snap.
to.
I mean, I guess they could punch and snap. They don't really need the heal, right?
40, 60. Because is there ever the world of like these all getting off? No, I don't think, right? Those.
I mean, I think that
first.
might be just how you have to play it to try and play to your outs, because we're in a tough position.
I think we're a little stucky, but let's see.
The Varden ended up doing a lot more than
Yeah,
that death rattle though.
Varden
That's showing us why it's so powerful. But yeah, that's rough. The Karen dies Exaxes.
Oh, when it froze the. That's actually interesting. Wait a minute. Was that
We still can't win.
Because what's her face already went off. The Rogers already went off. No, I wasn't sure if the Yeah, the Cairn also dying at exactly 16
Yeah.
is so tough.
If it had one more, it would have been a little better, but I don't think it impacts the game because like Diablo just can't burst down the Sinestra.
No, that feels like a game, honestly, that if we just played it a little bit better. Oh, there were also a bunch of weird like local RNG, right? That game, so games can get all kinds of funky in that one. All right, honestly, pretty close for what should be a really bad. Like in my opinion, that should be a really bad matchup because they open with the same thing as us, but with a Jaina that scales, and then we just have like a stupid Tirion that just kind of like hangs out and does nothing. So, that's honestly the fact that that still feels winnable is crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, the snap requeue, maybe rematch. And that was also us focusing the local R on turn 1. We could try to do it in a different way. It is the rematch. We could try focusing the Jaina and see what that does.
Yeah.
We also
I do like trying different
Was that
lines.
the snowball thing? Yeah, again, that's like I like the rematching like once. And like to not counter queue them, but just like replay the game, but try different lines. Like I like that part. I still think that it's probably we're getting too many rematches at the moment. But...
Oh, trust me, you've seen nothing yet. Wait till your internal gets a little bit higher. You're like,
how higher can it get?
It can get a lot higher. Trust me, because you still have reasonable queue times.
Yeah, I honestly think that part of it is because of our collection difference.
It could be. I would not be surprised by that if that is taken into account some way.
I think that could be. All right, so yeah, so what if we just try full sending at Miss Jaina here?
Yeah, let's try it.
They also went for the Frost Shock, right? So we'll just match the Frost Shocky. All right, so let's try hitting down the Jaina because we can always kind of like cheese the local R later with an early Rogers, random like speed up Rogers. Ooh, we lost the flip this time. Okay. Slow you down.
Okay.
Punch you. Like this feels better.
I think this does feel better. Yeah.
And now we'll just make sure our Hailstorm goes first. Just so we're just flipping against their 7-speed things, right? So we don't want our Varden to go first. If we get 1/7 to go, we want our local R to go. I think. I guess there's an argument to not. That's interesting. What do you think? So we have the option between like which one of our 2 7-speeds do we want to go first, which is again kind of Jazz talking about too, of like we can stack our 7s. Do we want to try to get our local R to cast Hailstorm?
Yeah, I think we do because he's gonna die. I think we want to do local R first for that reason.
True. No, that's right. Both of their 7s kills him like almost always. Okay. No, you're right. So yeah, local R first, and that guy, slow you down, punch your guy. Does 24 plus. They go to 30. That's awkward. Or they go to 4 rather. Kind of a bummer. That's okay though. Do we? This also came up last fight. Do we want to just Divine Assault instead? Because then we save the Judgment ability. I think it's too late, and they can counter it though with taunt. Like if they want to, they can put up the water element.
No, we do it anyway because if they like snap us, right?
True. Oh, okay, we got it. Cool. Oh, perfect, and we even hit the Jaina to 4. Perfect.
Yeah, it's nice. Perfect. That's actually really good.
Off the block, kill my guy, triple sub. All right, let's do it again. Oceans, thanks for the follow. Hello, Dizzy, everybody. All right, we got the 3v1 back.
Job's done.
Why does she have a... Oh, the little lightning bolt is for the... Oh, is that still the immune? Is she just still saying that she's immune, even though we're out of combat? That's weird. Oh no, it must be the appetizers. Oh yeah, it is that. Okay. No, it's the appetizers, I think there yet. We've determined this Varden doesn't know how to use Cold Snap or Icicle. Hey, who needs it? Though that was enough to... Like, now you get to hold your cooldown, but alright, so now here... We can go... Leave up Varden. I get, like, again, do we trap ourselves into leaving out Varden here? Like, this is... Kill local art, kill Jaina.
Yeah, I mean, I like this line. I think this line makes sense.
So this puts us back in the Who were the three guys again? Was this the Belinda?
Yeah, it was Sinestra, Belinda, Cookie. That was their bench.
Belinda. So they. Oh, this feels fine then. 60. Yeah, all right.
All right, so
Getting cookie sniped feels good.
Yeah.
Feels good.
I think we have to get rid of this
any
Varden
reorders?
way earlier than we did last time. It was way too problematic.
But now we might be able to go the
Ignore
distance of ignoring it. Before it was like we lost our Cairn, which is cringe. But now they have the steal ability, though we
Yeah,
haven't really
maybe.
seen it yet. But we'll see. We'll see. Let's see what they show us.
The ice lance is what's
Oh, that is
scaring
true.
me.
We don't get the really nutty fire stomp off of the Belinda elemental, which is what happened last time, which is interesting.
True. I think
They get to freeze Cairn, but that's not a big deal.
we do get a pretty nice firing position though. Although unfortunately it would kill the but I think we just have to do it anyway.
Kill the Varden now and then just hit the
Yeah, I think we just have to just because it's going to be problematic.
No, I like that. That's true. So that's interesting. Making a good point here. Do we? Is there a world where we convince ourselves to get Master Tactician?
Oh,
AoE, like to get value out of Cairn.
Actually, I kind of like that.
It does mean that we wouldn't kill the Varden.
That's okay though.
We don't put much damage on Sinestra.
I think the only way we can do this is if we set up. Can we kill Sinestra the next turn because they're slower?
They're not gonna be much slower, but we can Doom Charge them instead. Maybe this is better then. What if we just put tons of damage in? Like, I think this freeze has to kill. Oh, this is going for the. I think. God, there's too many things I think about. Ugh.
I know.
Because I think no matter what, we're gonna be able to do enough to get the double kill. Like this feels good.
We can.
Now I guess he's still slow, which is kind of cringe.
So they're how slow are they now? Let's see.
Sinestra's very slow. Like now's our opportunity to be able to kill Sinestra.
Oh, the deck tracker's bugging for me.
It's another 4-speed flip.
So they're 5 slower, and all right, so that'll be 7. So we could, if we speed up, we didn't speed up last turn, or did we?
No, we didn't. No, we still have the speed up. Basically, their Sinestra doesn't get to do anything. We awkwardly have a Belinda coin flip with Frost Dart.
Oh.
Which is kind of annoying, but not the worst.
I think we just have to. I think we have to take it because otherwise the Sinestra doesn't die, right? Like we can't kill the Sinestra if we lose that flip because they heal at 7. Or no, yeah, they do. Or
they heal at
yeah,
7,
no, there's no way to do it without doing the flip. I don't think.
So then, do we do it with the? I mean, we could do it on the Cairn.
I'd like saving.
To do it on the Cairn, and we can just kill it.
Yeah, I'd save a Puck. Yeah, I like this.
All right, let's try this. This is win the coin flip or bust. Huh!
There we go.
Okay, powerful.
All right. Feels
powerful,
good, man.
powerful. All right, can we go the distance? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, we might be able to. I think we might be able to get there. I mean, we just
still slow though.
The annoying thing about this Varden, and this is a little bit of what I was afraid of, is now they can start ice lancing us. I mean, they haven't yet, so maybe they just forget the ice lance button exists. But yeah, I like swinging into the cookie, slowing them down. Yeah, I think it just makes sense.
Okay.
All right. Yep. They
love to see it.
They do forget the button exists.
Go AoE.
Now they have a snipe, but
no, they don't because we doom charged it.
Oh, you're right. Oh, that was really heads up. Yeah, it's actually fantastic for us. Then I think we can win this game. Then.
God, this game is too hard. All
All right, so their whole stuff is slow. So do we just? I think we speed up in AOE. Yeah, like I think
because then I think Diablo
even
1v9s.
if we get a bad freeze, Diablo lives over 2 turns and can clear the Belinda.
I think that's all right because we get a heal for 4 or whatever here. We also got to heal off of that. Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
being up is better.
And now we win.
Oh my god!
Well played. There was some. So we learned from the last game, right? Like
don't focus Localar apparently.